Hello, and welcome to Moon Whisper Sleep, where science meets slumber and the universe becomes a lullaby of light. Perhaps today has been a long day, or maybe you're simply someone who enjoys letting your mind drift freely through the night, among distant planets, silent moons, and the delicate hum of a breathing cosmos. Wherever you've come from, no matter how weary your mind feels, tonight, this journey is for you. Let your breath slow down. Let your thoughts dissolve like stardust in the air, and let your body grow lighter, as if gravity itself has loosened its hold, and you begin to float softly through the ocean of space. Tonight's journey. Tonight, we won't chase the speed of rockets, but follow the gentle rhythm of light drifting through the cosmos. We'll listen to the fragile winds from worlds far away, to planets born from the same ancient cloud of dust as Earth, where primordial light still travels through the dark, and where every planet, every grain of dust, tells a story about time, about life, and about us. Feel how the universe keeps moving, quietly, vast, and patient. Each of your breaths, it is a tiny note in that grand symphony. If you find your heart becoming still, if this calm makes you smile, hit subscribe and tap the little bell, so that each night, the universe can find its way back to you through the whispers of Moon Whisper Sleep. And who knows, perhaps your gentle touch will become a signal too, guiding someone lost in the night to this place, a place to rest, to learn, and to be cradled by the universe, one soul at a time. Now, take a deep breath. Let go of everything that clung to you today, and allow me to lead you across the layers of space, where we don't just observe the universe, but see ourselves reflected in every one of its movements. Take a deep breath, release everything that still lingers from your day, and as you breathe out, imagine every worry, every thought, dissolving like stardust into the void. Picture yourself floating at the very edge of that cosmic cloud, a sky without a solid surface to stand on, only blue gases and winds moving so fast you can't hear them, only feel them slicing through space. Mars, the planet with a wound across a continent. Mars bears a crack that spans an entire continent. On its surface lies a vast canyon system called Valles Marineris, stretching over 4,000 kilometers along Mars's equator. If placed on Earth, it would nearly span the entire width of North America. Some sections plunge 7 kilometers deep, many times deeper than our own Grand Canyon. Unlike the great chasms on Earth carved slowly by rivers over millions of years, this Martian scar likely formed as the planet's crust stretched, split open, and sank, perhaps due to ancient volcanic and tectonic forces. Now, everything is frozen. No rivers flow, no thick air remains. Only a planetary wound, dry, red, and silent. If you were to fly over it, you'd see the shadow of the canyon swallowing its depths, where sunlight cannot reach, an ancient injury that Mars still carries, orbit after orbit, year after year. Venus, the planet that spins backward, bare and unshielded. Venus is nearly Earth's twin in size. At a glance, you might think, perhaps this is another Earth, But Venus is a completely different world, fiercely hot, crushing in pressure, with no blue skies and almost no magnetic shield. Earth has a moving liquid iron core that generates a magnetic field, a kind of invisible armor protecting us from the solar wind. But Venus's dynamo no longer turns the same way. Perhaps its core cooled differently, or its motion slowed, leaving it without a global shield. Without magnetic protection, Venus stands bare before the sun's radiation. Solar winds batter its atmosphere, stripping away lighter elements. Over billions of years, this helped transform Venus into a dense carbon dioxide pressure cooker, a colossal greenhouse trapping heat. Its surface temperatures exceed 460 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. And there's another mystery. Venus spins backward. On Venus, the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. It also spins very slowly, so slowly that a single Venusian day, its full rotation, it is longer than its entire year around the Sunday. If you stood on its surface and waited for sunrise, you would wait longer than for a full orbit to pass. Uranus and Neptune, worlds where it rains diamonds, far beyond, beneath the deep blue methane skies of the ice giants Uranus and Neptune, pressures rise so high that carbon atoms compress into crystal form, diamonds. In Earth laboratories, scientists have recreated the same chemistry. When mixtures like those of these planets rich in methane and carbon are subjected to extreme pressures and temperatures, carbon begins to crystallize. That means, deep inside those dim worlds, tiny diamond particles may be falling, slowly, in shimmering rain. No one is there to see them sparkle. At such depths, there is no light, no solid ground like Earth's to collect them, only a silent, heavy downpour of carbon crystals, forged under pressures millions of times greater than in your living room. Earth is the only planet we know of that still has active plate tectonics. On our planet, the solid crust is not one single sheet. It's made of many large plates drifting, colliding, and sliding beneath each other slowly, just a few centimeters every year. This constant movement builds mountains, triggers earthquakes, opens new oceans, and more importantly, it allows Earth to recycle carbon dioxide, CO2, over vast spans of time, keeping surface temperatures from swinging too hot or too cold for hundreds of millions of years. So far, we haven't seen any other planet in our solar system doing this clearly. Mars bears traces of giant volcanoes, but now lies mostly dormant. Venus has a surface younger than expected, yet there is no evidence of plate tectonics, unlike on Earth. What does that mean for you, right now, as you're lying here listening? It means this: you are lying upon a living planet, geologically alive, still breathing, still shifting gently, just enough to keep its climate within the range where liquid water can exist on the surface. Liquid water, the very substance that makes up most of your body. Between Mars and Jupiter, even small rocks have moons. Out there, between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, lies the asteroid belt. Not a thick wall of rock like in the movies, but a vast space filled with ancient fragments. And some of those rocks have moons of their own. That means there are tiny asteroids, and orbiting them, even tinier companions. A pair of miniature worlds holding hands as they drift together through the dark between Mars and Jupiter. Sometimes, two objects just a few kilometers wide are enough to attract each other with their faint gravity. And on that humble scale, a silent planet-moon system is born. Even in the cold, dim regions where light barely reaches, nothing travels alone. Your body begins to feel lighter now. Only your heartbeat remains. In rhythm with the turning of the Earth. No one mentions it, but you are still in motion, calm, constant, and perfectly precise. Earth is spinning on its axis at more than 1,600 kilometers per hour, while also orbiting the Sun at 107,000 kilometers per hour. And the Sun itself is carrying the entire solar system through the Milky Way at over 800,000 kilometers per hour. Right this very moment, though you lie perfectly still, you are moving faster than any astronaut who has ever flown. You don't feel it, because everything your bed, and the planet is moving together. Simply by existing, you are already part of the greatest dance in the universe. In the darkness around you, light is still flowing. The cosmic microwave background radiation, the oldest light left over from the Big Bang. When the universe was just 380,000 years old, it's hot, plasma-cooled, allowing light to travel freely. And that light has journeyed 13.8 billion years to reach this very place. You can't see it, but every inch of space around you has been washed through by that ancient glow. The first fingerprint of creation. Scientists captured it through the Planck telescope, and from it, they measured the true age of the universe. At this very moment, you are not outside the cosmos. You are within it, and the universe is passing through you. Place your hand over your chest. Feel your heartbeat. Slow, steady, patient, like the turning of a planet. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the carbon in your cells. All were once the ashes of ancient stars. When giant stars exploded in supernovae, they scattered heavy elements into space. That stardust gathered into nebulae, which gave birth to the sun, the planets, and, ultimately, to you. That process is called stellar nucleosynthesis, the creation of elements inside stars. It means you don't just belong to the universe. You are the universe, becoming aware of itself. Every time you look up at the night sky, you're looking into the past. Light from Sirius takes more than 8 years to reach your eyes, and light from Andromeda takes 2.5 million years to arrive. Every star you see, it is a slice of history written in light. When you think of that, the worries of today suddenly seem small. Amid billions of years in motion, you only need to breathe and let yourself be one quiet note in the symphony of the cosmos. Beyond the nearby galaxies, the universe keeps expanding, and that expansion is accelerating, driven by dark energy. It makes up over 68% of all cosmic energy, pushing galaxies ever farther apart. Every passing moment, the universe grows just a little larger, but the laws of physics remain the same. From how photons travel to how your heart beats, the universe changes, but its order and yours endures. Imagine seeing Earth from afar, a small blue sphere, turning gracefully in space, wrapped in a fragile atmosphere, thin as mist. Each breath you take joins that flow of air, wandering around the planet, through forests and oceans, and back again to where you rest now. Nothing ever truly disappears. It simply changes form, changes rhythm, changes its place in existence. The universe has its own rhythm, day and night, eruption and cooling, formation and dissolution, and your body is the same. Wake and sleep, tension and release. When you sleep, you don't vanish from the world. You merge into the slower rhythm of the cosmos, allowing everything within you to rebalance. Sleep is not leaving reality, it's returning to its center. Before you close your eyes, remember 3 simple truths. You are made of stars. You are drifting with Earth through space, and you are surrounded by the oldest light in the universe. You don't need to earn this peace. Just be here, breathe, and let everything flow. The universe has existed for billions of years, and it has never hurried. You don't have to, either. Let your eyes close, let your breathing slow, and let yourself dissolve into the quiet breath of the cosmos. Sleep well, little light of space, for tonight, the universe is still rocking you to sleep, with the gentle rhythm of its endless spin. As you take a deep breath, imagine that it's not just your lungs expanding, but the space around you is breathing along. We've just left Earth's orbit and now drift into the darkness, where the universe hides its oldest secrets. If you stare long enough into the night, you'll realize it's not truly dark. Light is still there, just too far, too faint, and too ancient for human eyes to see. Scientists say our universe, it is 13.8 billion years old. That number comes from measuring how fast galaxies expand, and from the faintest ancient light still lingering. But not everyone agrees. Some observations from the Hubble telescope, and more recently, the James Webb, reveal galaxies that appear too old, too bright, for the universe to be as young as we think. Perhaps the universe is older than we imagine, or perhaps time itself has never truly been a straight line. This opens a gentle idea that everything, including you, is born from endless cycles, rhythms of birth and decay, like the heartbeat of space itself. When we say the Big Bang, we often picture a single, fiery explosion, the beginning of everything. But modern cosmologists are rethinking that. Some theories, like the Big Bounce, suggest the universe didn't just expand. It may have contracted before that. Imagine space as a long, slow breath of the cosmos, expanding, stretching, then gently drawing back in, not violent, not final, just a deep, cosmic inhale and exhale, lasting trillions of years. Physicist Roger Penrose calls this conformal cyclic cosmology, a vision where one universe fades into light, and within that light, a new one is born. If that's true, then the Big Bang was never the beginning, only the first breath of another infinite cycle. And when you think about it, your heart suddenly feels lighter. There are no true endings, only transformations, like the way night melts into dawn, and dawn gently folds back into night. If you could look through the darkness with the eyes of the Planck telescope, you would see a faint glow spread across the sky. It isn't the light of stars, it's the light from the beginning of time, the cosmic microwave background radiation. It was released when the universe was only 380,000 years old, younger than any star that has ever shone. Back then, the cosmos was a blazing ocean of hot plasma, where light was trapped, unable to escape. Then, as temperatures dropped to about 3000 Kelvin, protons and electrons joined to form the first atoms. Space suddenly became transparent, and that light for the first time was free. It began a journey lasting 13.8 billion years, and even now, it's still gliding softly through you, with a temperature of just 2.7 Kelvin, colder than anything you've ever touched. Every square centimeter around you contains millions of photons from that origin. As you lie still and breathe, that ancient light continues to pass through your body, like the universe whispering, a quiet echo from the day it was born. Telescopes don't just see, they also listen. As the universe expanded, tiny ripples in the early plasma left behind sound waves in the fabric of space, called baryon acoustic oscillations. They are the oldest music that ever existed, melodies recorded in the pattern of galaxies across the sky. In a way, the universe is still singing, not in a tone you can hear with your ears, but in the deep stillness of your mind, where every silence carries an ancient vibration. If you could travel forever in one direction, you would never reach a final wall. The universe has no edge and no center. Space may curve back upon itself, like walking around Earth and returning to where you started without ever finding a boundary. According to Einstein's general relativity, matter bends space and bends it enough that you can move in a circle and believe you're going straight. That means the universe is infinite yet finite, like a loop with no beginning and no end. It's a strange, beautiful feeling. We are not at the center of anything, but drifting within the steady flow of space, suspended in spirals of energy, small yet completely embraced. Every beam of light you see tonight, it is a memory. Light from the moon reaches your eyes in 1.3 seconds, from the sun in 8 minutes, and from the Andromeda galaxy in 2.5 million years. That means every time you look up at the night sky, you are looking into the true past. Some of the stars you see may have already died, but their light is still completing its final journey, like letters never answered. And you are the first to open them. After millions of years, seen from afar, the Milky Way is only a grain of sand in a cosmic sea containing over 2 trillion galaxies. And each of those galaxies holds hundreds of billions of stars. When you gaze at a single point of light in the night, know that you might be looking at an entire city of stars, larger than anything the human mind can imagine. Yet within all that vastness, the universe remains orderly. The laws of physics, the speed of light, the gravitational constant, dark energy, work with perfect precision everywhere. There is no divine hand holding it steady. It balances itself, like its own steady breath. As you lie here in the dark, remember you are not separate from the cosmos. You are within it, surrounded by ancient light, supported by curved space, drifting with it through time. The universe may be 13.8 billion years old, or perhaps even older, but right now, that entire history is unfolding. Inside every cell of your body, let that thought rest within you, softly, quietly, because when you realize that you are part of this grand cosmic symphony, every small worry of the day suddenly becomes gentle. Now, continue to relax and let me take you to even more distant worlds, places where beauty, silence, and wisdom await us just beyond the horizon. Now that you've drifted past the realm of ancient light, let your mind travel farther still, into the regions without light, without sound, where massive forms turn silently in the dark. There, the familiar laws of Earth begin to change. Temperature, gravity, time, all bend and twist, as if the universe were testing how far human imagination can reach. Imagine a planet with no oceans, no forests, only a surface made entirely of solid carbon, bright, hard, and utterly silent. Astronomers call them carbon planets or diamond worlds. One possible example is 55 Cancri E, about 40 light-years away. Its surface temperature exceeds 000 degrees C, and deep within, the pressure is so immense that carbon crystallizes into diamond, an entire planet, a colossal gem drifting through the dark. But it doesn't sparkle like jewelry. There are no reflections, no mirrors, only the heavy silence of condensed matter. Worlds like these remind us of a kind of beauty that doesn't need to be seen, a beauty that simply exists. If you could travel through a galaxy and just keep going, you would never fall out of the universe. There is no wall stopping you, only the curvature of space guiding you back to where you began. Einstein once said, "Space is not just where matter exists. Matter bends space, and curved space tells matter how to move." That means if you fly long enough, you will loop back around yourself without ever finding an edge. That's why we say the universe is infinite yet knowable, because it curves, like the surface tension of water in a perfect droplet. There is no final boundary, only slow, circling paths, like the steady breath of a colossal sleeping body. Most of the stars in the universe are born in pairs. When a giant cloud of gas collapses to form a star, it often splits in two spheres of fire orbiting each other, like dancers in a mist of dust. Scientists believe our sun may once have been like that. Its hypothetical twin is called Nemesis, which means the mirrored one. Perhaps it drifted away, pulled into the dark of the Milky Way billions of years ago. And now, in this ocean of stars, we don't know if that sibling still exists. The idea feels deeply human, that even the sun once had a companion and then was separated by space. A quiet reminder that loneliness is also part of the cosmic journey. Now imagine a star that has died. When it explodes in a supernova, gravity crushes what remains, forcing protons and electrons to merge into neutrons. The result? A neutron star, only about 20 kilometers across, yet more massive than the Sunday. A single teaspoon of neutron star matter would weigh more than Mount Everest. Inside it, matter is no longer atoms, but an ocean of pure neutrons, a state of existence that physics on Earth still cannot recreate. Some neutron stars spin incredibly fast, hundreds of rotations per second, releasing steady pulses of electromagnetic energy. We call these pulsars, the most accurate natural clocks in the universe. In the silence of space, they blink like the heartbeat of the cosmos, as if they are keeping time for all of us. In the universe, gravity can become so strong that it bends light itself. When light from a distant galaxy passes near an enormous mass, it is bent and curved, creating what we call gravitational lensing. When the James Webb Telescope looks at a supernova, it sometimes sees that same event appear multiple times because the light has taken different paths through warped space to reach us. Like a song echoing through many rooms, the light repeats, delayed, but still arriving. That image teaches us something gentle. In this universe, nothing truly disappears. Sometimes light just takes another way home and reaches us in another moment. Before the sun existed, before Earth existed, there were the population 3 stars, the first stars in the history of the universe. They were enormous, millions of times brighter than the sun, and they lived only a few million years, then exploded, forging the first heavy elements like carbon, oxygen, iron. Without them, there would be no us. Your body, your blood, your bones, your breath was built from the ashes of those ancient stars. When you breathe out slowly, you are breathing with the universe's first light. We are drifting in an invisible ocean called dark matter. It does not shine, it does not reflect, and it passes through everything, including you. Every second, billions of dark matter particles move through your body, and you don't feel a thing. They barely interact with atoms, and yet they hold together the gravitational skeleton of galaxies. If dark matter vanished, the stars would scatter into the dark. It is the thing that keeps everything from falling apart, like the deepest parts of you, the parts no one sees, but that shape everything. There are galaxies with almost no stars at all, just clouds of gas and dark matter drifting quietly through the night. Astronomers call them ghost galaxies, remnants of ancient collisions. They are like giant skeletons, unfaded memories of the universe. No light, no life, only a long, patient exhale in the dark. And maybe, somewhere inside that dim silence, a single small star is still burning. A reminder that even in decay, something continues to glow. The strangeness of the universe is not in its violence, but in its quiet. Diamond planets do not shine. Neutron stars spin like clock hands. Light loops around galaxies. Dark matter drifts through you. All of this is happening right now, and you are lying at the center of it, in a small moment of understanding. When you become aware of that, the noise of life feels distant, like fading echoes on a cosmic wave. Let this voice guide you a little further. Ahead, we enter part 4, where distant phenomena begin to touch our everyday world. The moon slowly leaving Earth, time itself slowing near stars, and even silence containing motion, because the universe isn't only out there, it's moving within you. Each breath, each heartbeat, is a reflection of an endless symphony. Moon Whisper Sleep, where science lulls you to rest in the arms of the universe. When you listen to stories of diamond planets, neutron stars heavy as mountains, and light traveling billions of years just to arrive here, you might think the universe is far away. But in truth, the universe is unfolding all around you, right now. Listen closely, because even in stillness, the universe is breathing. In the map of the cosmic background radiation, the light left over from the Big Bang, there is a region that's unusually cold. It's called the cosmic cold spot. No one knows for sure why it's there. Some scientists think it's the imprint of a vast empty region, a place with almost no galaxies at all. But others suggest something more daring, that it might be the scar of a collision between two universes back when our universe was still young, which means at the farthest edge of what you can imagine, there may still be another universe. And that cold spot could be the soft fingerprint of another world brushing against ours. Each year, the moon drifts 3.8 centimeters farther away from Earth. This happens because tidal energy is slowly pushing it outward. When it first formed, the moon was so close, it would have looked 10 times larger in the sky than it does now. It pulled the oceans upward like the breathing of a planet. One day, millions of years from now, Earth and the moon may become tidally locked, which means each will only ever see one face of the other, forever. A permanent relationship, two bodies orbiting together, but never again seeing the other side. A silent dance, lasting until the end of time. In space, there are pairs of stars so close that they pass matter back and forth. Astronomers call them contact binaries. They don't just orbit each other. They share an atmosphere, exchanging streams of hot plasma, a river of light flowing from one sun into the other. Sometimes they merge, erupting in a brilliant flare and giving birth to a new star. Larger, younger. When you look up at the sky, the soft light that reaches your eyes may be the light of a cosmic love like that. Two stars touching through energy, then vanishing together in silence. When you think of a vacuum, you might imagine absolute emptiness, but quantum physics says even the deepest empty space, it isn't truly empty. Space is full of quantum fluctuations, virtual particles appearing and disappearing, flickering in and out of existence, so quickly they can't be directly measured. This is the foundation of a concept called vacuum energy, which may be related to dark energy, the mysterious force that makes the universe expand faster and faster. So even in absolute silence, there are still tiny tremors, like the quiet breathing of the universe itself. Time does not flow at the same rate everywhere. Near something massive, it slows down. Close to a black hole, a single second can stretch like a year. Einstein called this gravitational time dilation. That means, right now, as you lie here, time on a mountaintop, time in orbit, and time inside your own body are all moving at slightly different speeds. Time is not a smooth river. It is an ocean with waves, wind, and tides. When you slow your breathing, You're doing what time has always done, gently stretching and then settling back. When you look up at the Milky Way, you only see the bright band, but our galaxy is actually tens of times larger than what's visible. Surrounding that glowing disk is a halo of hot gas, stretching hundreds of thousands of light years, held together by gravity and dark matter. We are drifting inside it, a hazy region of warm, thin plasma, quiet and calm as mist, which means that when you fall asleep, you are lying within a colossal cosmic cloud, a cradle of gas and light, holding our entire solar system, like a single droplet in an endless ocean. Did you know about the light from 200 million years after the Big Bang? When the James Webb Space Telescope looked into the deepest regions of the sky, it saw galaxies forming just 200 million years after the Big Bang. That light has been traveling for 13.6 billion years to reach human eyes. When we see it, we are witnessing the first dawn of the universe. Each photon is a fragment of memory, a piece of time frozen in space. They show us something profound. The universe is not only the present, it is a river of memory. Read in light. When scientists simulate the large-scale universe, they discover that galaxies are not randomly scattered. They're connected by strands of dark matter, forming an enormous web, almost identical to the neural network of the human brain. Each galaxy is like a neuron, and light is the signal passing along its cosmic synapses. If the universe is a living body, then perhaps its consciousness is your curiosity right now. You are thinking about the universe, and the universe through you is thinking about itself. Did you know that stars can sing? Inside them, pressure waves and thermal vibrations create rhythmic oscillations, like the song of fire. Astronomers use astroseismology to measure those oscillations, and from them, learn the inner structure of the star, the way a doctor listens to a heartbeat to understand the body. Our sun is singing, too. If you could hear its frequency, you would hear something like the soft pulse of a heart, a slow, steady, gentle tone. Right now, sunlight is touching your skin. Streams of neutrinos are passing through your body, billions of times, every second. The air you breathe has wandered through forests, through oceans, and was once part of a meteor that burned up in Earth's sky. The universe is not out there. It is within you, around you, and moving through you. Everything you feel, light, warmth, time, breath, is a reflection of something infinitely larger. Let that thought soften, slow down, and let yourself float in that quiet truth. You are not just someone observing the universe. You are part of the music. It is playing. Now then, close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel that you are lying within a web of light, held in the arms of the Milky Way, and that every motion from your heartbeat to the farthest galaxies is pulsing in the same rhythm, because the universe is not far away. It is unfolding right here, right now. As you lie still, the cosmos is still moving, but not everything is understood. Like the darkness between the stars, there are still countless places light has yet to reach. We have seen billions of galaxies, measured the age of the universe, watched stars being born and dying. And yet, we still don't know the simplest thing. Where is the universe going? When astronomers observed distant supernovae, they discovered that galaxies aren't just expanding, they're expanding faster and faster over time, as if some invisible hand is stretching all of space apart. That mysterious force is called dark energy. It makes up more than 68% of all the energy in the universe. But it doesn't emit light, doesn't produce heat, and doesn't interact with matter in any way we understand. If dark energy continues accelerating expansion as it does now, then in the far future, every galaxy will drift so far apart that none will be visible to the others. The night sky will grow empty, and the universe utterly alone. We can't see dark matter, but through its gravity, we know it's real. When astronomers measure how galaxies rotate, they find stars moving far too fast. So fast that, if only visible matter existed, those stars should fly off into space. But they don't. Something unseen is holding them together. Dark matter, which makes up about 27% of the universe. Without it, galaxies would fall apart. Planets would lose their orbits, and we would not exist. It's a quiet truth. Sometimes, the things we cannot see are what hold everything together. If the Big Bang was the beginning, then what came before? According to quantum physics, before the Big Bang may not exist at all, because when the universe collapsed into a singularity, space and time themselves melted into one. There was no before, no after, only a primordial being of existence itself. Yet other theories suggest our universe could be part of an infinite chain, a cosmos that expands, contracts, and gives birth to another in an endless cycle. A long, slow breath, repeated forever. If that is true, then the beginning is just a word humans use to name a single note in a song that never ends. Nowhere in the universe does time bend more sharply than near a black hole. It is a region where gravity is so intense that even light cannot escape. At its boundary lies a line called the event horizon. Cross it, and all meaning of before and after disappears. Stephen Hawking proved that. Black holes can emit faint radiation, a whisper of light known as Hawking radiation. That means even black holes slowly evaporate, and one day, they too will dissolve completely into the background energy of space. What was once a pit of darkness can still shine one final time before fading away. At the smallest scales of physics, the laws of motion are symmetric in time. If you were to play a video of colliding particles backward, the equations would still work. And yet, in reality, time flows only in one direction, from past to future. That's because of entropy, the measure of disorder in a system which always increases. A coffee cup falls and shatters. Water mixes into wine. A star burns away, and energy eventually spreads evenly everywhere. Entropy never decreases, because the universe seeks balance. And when entropy reaches its peak, that will be the heat death of the universe. Every star extinguished, every motion ceased, only cold energy drifting through darkness. If dark energy keeps increasing, the universe will expand forever. Stars will fade, galaxies will dissolve, and the overall temperature will drop toward absolute zero. No more energy to form new stars, no more life to witness. It won't end in an explosion, but in a gentle death as the universe falls into eternal sleep. Physicists call this the Big Freeze, a cosmic quiet, a soft dimming of all light. But there's another idea. If dark energy changes over time, the universe might expand so violently that even atoms are torn apart. A fiercer ending called the Big Rip. Whether melting or breaking, every path leads back to silence. Some physicists believe our universe is just one bubble in an endless cosmic sea. Each bubble might have its own laws, its own physics, and even other versions of you living alternate lives in parallel worlds. This is the multiverse theory. Though unproven, if it's true, then you are not just a single dreamer under this sky, but countless selves, breathing, thinking, existing, across realities you've never seen. And some physicists and philosophers ask, could consciousness itself to be a fundamental part of the universe? In panpsychism, everything from photons and electrons to human beings possesses a tiny spark of awareness, meaning the universe doesn't just operate, it knows itself through countless forms of being. When you gaze at the stars, the universe through you is looking back at itself. When you ponder, that is, the universe learning how to understand itself. If one day all light were to fade, the universe would still quiver at the quantum level, its tiniest particles still vibrating within the vacuum. There is no absolute death, only a phase change, from light into stillness, from matter into memory. Perhaps from that stillness, a new Big Bang will begin again, and the cycle will repeat, like the heartbeat of infinity. Now, take a deep breath. Feel your own breathing. It is the smallest motion of space within you. Your heartbeat reflects the pulse of 1,000,000 stars, and the sleep you're about to enter is the miniature image of the universe at rest. Nothing truly ends. Nothing truly vanishes. Everything merely changes form, then returns in another way. Sleep well, little light of space. When you close your eyes, the universe is still dreaming, and that dream is you. Sometimes we wonder, perhaps the universe also knows how to dream, but instead of dreaming for hours like humans do, it dreams for billions of years. And we, with every breath and every thought, are fragments of that dream. If you listen closely, in the stillness of the night, between your heartbeat and the soft wind beyond the window, you'll feel it. Everything is still moving, still bound in one shared rhythm, the dream rhythm of space. At the smallest scale, every particle from electrons to quarks is never still. They vibrate, tremble softly, and those vibrations create everything in the universe. According to quantum mechanics, particles have no fixed position. They are clouds of probability, both wave and particle, existing in many possibilities at once. It paints a beautiful image. The universe isn't a solid block of matter, but a vast symphony of subtle vibrations. Each particle is a note, and the universe's dream begins. with sounds no ear can hear. Right now, within your body, the carbon atoms born from ancient stars are still vibrating. Each vibration is a reminder that the universe never truly sleeps. If we could see space with the naked eye, we would find it far from empty. Space is filled with flowing plasma streams, rivers of charged gas twisting along magnetic fields, spiraling around stars, planets, and even Earth itself. These streams are called solar wind. When they brush against Earth's magnetic field, they create the auroras, dancing ribbons of light, across the skies of the north and south. When you watch the aurora, you are seeing the sun's dream, woven across our atmosphere. That light is the breath of the star that shelters us, a message from 150 million kilometers away, translated into green, violet, and crimson across the heavens. The sun doesn't just shine, it whispers to this planet through light, through electric charge, through invisible gusts of solar wind. Earth is sleeping too, the heartbeat of a planet. If you press your ear to the ground and have the patience to listen, you'll feel faint tremors, not from wind or ocean waves, but from Earth's own natural breathing, a steady oscillation called the seismic hum. Even when no earthquakes occur, Earth still hums, at frequencies around 10 millihertz, too low for human hearing. Scientists believe these tremors come from ocean waves and shifts in atmospheric pressure pressing on the crust. But seen another way, they are the heartbeat of Earth, a steady breath within the cosmic ocean. And when you sleep, your heartbeat aligns with the planet's rhythm. Two heartbeats, one human, one world, beating together in the same dream. Light doesn't just illuminate, it records time. Every photon carries the memory of where it was born. When you see the light of a star, you're seeing its past. If that star is 500 light years away, the image reaching you now is light that left it during the Middle Ages. Everything we see in the sky is a reflection of dreams long gone. Some of the stars we admire tonight may have already died, but their light is still traveling on. That is the beauty of the cosmos. It allows the past to remain visible in the present. Like memory, it never disappears, it only drifts. When a star the size of our sun reaches its end, it doesn't explode, it contracts, becoming a white dwarf, small, dense, and faintly glowing. Over billions of years, a white dwarf cools, and then it crystallizes. Physicists have found that as it cools, the white dwarf transforms into a massive carbon crystal, a cosmic diamond, planet-sized. Yes, truly, the heart of a dead star, shining faintly in the dark, the sleep of a star turned into a gem among the void. If you could touch it, perhaps you'd hear the quiet hum of billions of years of starlight sleeping inside. Not only planets or stars, even galaxies breathe. Telescopes have observed a phenomenon called galactic superwinds, immense flows of gas blown out by supernovae and central black holes. They can send matter rushing outward for millions of light years, carrying with them stardust, heavy elements, and light. Through these vast exhalations, the universe spreads its materials everywhere, seeding the birth of new stars and planets. The universe never dies. It renews itself with every breath, and each time you breathe slowly, you are synchronizing with the breath of galaxies. Now, look inward. Your brain, weighing barely 1.3 kilograms, is a miniature universe. It contains around 86 billion neurons, connected by over 100 trillion synapses, roughly as many as the stars in a galaxy. When you think, when you dream, when your mind drifts, tiny electrical impulses travel across that web, like light streaming through the dark matter filaments of the cosmos. Perhaps human consciousness is but a smaller reflection of cosmic consciousness. The brain, a galaxy within the skull, and dreams the Big Bang of the mind. Physicists once thought that nothing truly contained nothing, but the Casimir experiment proved otherwise. Even in a vacuum, quantum pressure arises from particles, constantly appearing and disappearing. When two metal plates are placed extremely close, they are pushed together by an almost invisible force, born from the fluctuations of the vacuum itself. That means even silence is not truly silent. Empty space still hums its own quiet song, soft but unending. Even in stillness, the universe is dreaming by vibrating invisibly. When the universe was young, only a few 100,000 years old, sound truly existed. Not sound as human ears perceive it, but pressure waves rippling through a dense plasma. Scientists call them baryon acoustic oscillations, BAO, ancient ripples of cosmic sound, whose traces still shape the distribution of galaxies today. In other words, the structure of the present universe still carries the echo of the Big Bang. All of space is a frozen symphony. You might think dreams require a dreamer, but the universe is different. It dreams through existence itself, through motion, through the transformation of energy into matter and matter back into energy. A star dies. Its remnants fall into clouds of gas from planets, and from those planets arise life. Humans who then look back up at the stars. The universe dreams through that loop. There is no you and it, only one long dream of existence itself. When you close your eyes, your breath slows and your mind drifts. You are merging with the dream current of the universe. The charges in your brain are oscillating like radio waves. Your heart is beating in rhythm with Earth's magnetic field. Light from distant stars is still touching you. Like the hand of an ancient mother, you are not separate from the universe. You are the way the universe knows it exists. The universe once burst into light, then cooled, then gave rise to stars, to worlds, to people. Now, it is dreaming the same dream again, through your eyes, through your imagination, through the questions you ask in the night. When you ask, where did the universe come from? The universe through you is asking itself. When you rest, the universe through you is resting. And when you dream, the universe through you is creating new worlds. Now, let every thought dissolve like stardust. Let your body grow light, like a planet drifting in pale light. You don't have to understand, only to feel. Each breath is one breath of the universe, and each sleep is a fragment of a 13.8 billion year dream. Sleep now, thinking dust of space. You were born from ancient light. And when you fall into stillness, that light is resting with you. Out there, the universe keeps dreaming. But in this moment, you are its most beautiful dream. Take a deep breath and let your mind drift farther. We have watched the universe come into being, heard the echo of ancient light, and crossed stellar winds, black holes, and quantum dreams. Now, walk with me into the final part of this journey, the far future of everything. A future with no people, no stars, only the last warmth of a dream that has lasted 13.8 billion years. We are living in what astronomers call the stellar spring, the brightest season of the universe. Stars are still being born, galaxies are still glowing. This is the era of light, when energy, matter, and life are all near their peak. But even the most beautiful spring does not last forever. As hydrogen fuel is slowly spent, fewer new stars will form, the sky will thin, and the universe will pass through summer, through autumn, and finally into the cosmic winter. Imagine 1 million years from now, the stars around the sun will have drifted so far that the night sky will look entirely different. 5 million years from now, a wandering star could pass close enough to nudge Earth's orbit. 1 billion years from now, the sun will shine about 10% brighter, the oceans will evaporate, and Earth will grow dry and hot like Venus. 3 billion years from now, the Milky Way and the Andromeda galaxy will collide, merging into a new galaxy. Scientists sometimes call it Milkomeda. It will not be a violent movie explosion, but a slow dance between hundreds of billions of stars, lasting billions of years in perfect silence. After around 100 trillion years, every bright star you know will have gone out. No new light will be born. Giant stars will have long since exploded into supernovae, and the small, steady stars will have faded into white dwarfs, cooling, dimming, and eventually becoming cold crystals of carbon. The universe then will belong to darkness. Only quiet remnants will remain. Black dwarfs, black holes, neutron stars, and thin, cold gas drifting in space. If anyone were alive in that era, their sky would be almost empty. No North Star, no Milky Way, only night, and night without end. But the universe will not yet be completely silent. Black holes, the final engines of time, will still be singing. They do not make sound, but they shake space itself with gravitational waves, ripples in the fabric of space-time. When two black holes collide, they create the final notes of the universe, waves rolling outward for billions of light years, then fading back into stillness. It is a symphony of gravity, slow, solemn, and gentle enough to lull the end of time to sleep. And slowly, even those black holes will evaporate through Hawking radiation, turning into pure energy, leaving behind a space with no trace of them. When there are no stars, no light, time itself loses the meaning we're used to. There will be no day and night, no orbits, no cycles, only a long, unbroken quiet. The universe then will feel like a breath, held in the chest, still existing, but no longer moving. Physicists call that time the era of degeneracy, an age of decay, when only old matter remains, and the energy is so thin it can no longer build anything new. One day, even the final particles will stop colliding. Every last proton will decay. All remaining energy will spread evenly, and the temperature of the universe will fall toward 0 Kelvin, minus 273,15 degrees Celsius, the point where motion stops. This is the heat death, the thermal death of the universe. No light, no movement, only faint, tired photons, drifting forever in flat space. It sounds tragic, but in truth, it is simply a deep sleep, the sleep of the universe. After a journey lasting hundreds of trillions of years, a sleep without dreams, and yet full of peace. Science doesn't end there, because even in death, the universe may still give birth to new dreams. Another idea says the universe may not expand forever. If the density of matter is high enough, gravity could overcome dark energy, pulling everything back inward, and the universe would collapse into itself. Light, space, time, all of it would return to a single singularity, a reverse Big Bang called the Big Crunch. And perhaps, from the ashes of that collapse, a new universe would form, like breathing. The universe inhales, then exhales, then inhales again, forever. Some physicists believe the Big Bang was not the beginning, but the result of an endless cycle. The universe is collapsing, rebounding, expanding again. Over and over, countless universes are being born and fading, in an eternal rhythm, no before, no after, only the heartbeat of existence. If that is true, then each of us, every planet, every star, is just one breath of a meditating universe. And then there is an even bolder idea, the Big Rip. If dark energy keeps increasing without limit, it won't just push galaxies apart, it will tear everything apart. Stars, planets, atoms, down to the smallest particles. No explosion, just total unbinding. No more structure, no more physics, only pure stillness. A silence where the laws themselves no longer applies. That could be death, or it could be the beginning of a form of existence. We cannot yet imagine whether the future is the Big Freeze, the Big Crunch, or the Big Rip. The universe does not truly die. It only changes form, because energy is never lost. It only transforms, from light into matter, from matter into memory, from memory into a dream. When everything dissolves, information remains, and some physicists believe that the entire universe may be a hologram, a flat surface storing the information of a three-dimensional world. If that is true, then nothing is ever truly lost. Every event, every person, every star, it is preserved as the light of memory. Someone once asked, if everything will disappear, then what is left to believe in? The answer, perhaps, is awareness. The universe needs no reason to exist. It exists to know itself. And humanity, you, me, we are the way the universe awakens within its dream. when you look at the stars, when you ask, "Who am I?" The universe, through you, is asking itself. You are the eyes of the universe. Its thoughts, a tiny spark in an immense being. And when you sleep, the universe closes its eyes too, smiling at the beauty of its own dream. In physics, we say, nothing truly disappears. It only transforms. And if we apply that to the soul, to consciousness, then, perhaps, when the universe dissolves, it is merely returning to its center, like dust falling back into the earth. Your heart beats, then stops, but that energy, it doesn't vanish. It merges into space, into light, into the vibration of dark matter, and there you continue to exist. In another form, if one day the universe truly sleeps, then perhaps, in the deepest stillness of the void, a small point of light will flare again. A new explosion, a new space-time, a new song begins. And when that happens, the first light will set out once more, traveling through darkness, across billions of years, until someday it passes through a quiet room where someone lies listening, and that light lulls them to sleep. Perhaps that someone is you, in another universe, smiling as you hear this story once again. Now then, release all thought. Let your mind drift. Like a photon in the dark, you don't need to understand everything, because sometimes understanding only makes us smaller. Just feel that you are lying in the arms of the universe, that everything has a rhythm, and that you and I and the faraway stars are all notes in the same eternal song. Sleep well, little light in space. You have traveled with the universe through time, and now you may rest. The universe never ends. It merely closes its eyes and dreams on. Moon whispers sleep, where the universe softly reminds you there is no ending, only infinite peace. Now, let every motion within you come to rest. Don't try to relax. Just realize that you already are. Everything you have just heard, the stars, galaxies, black holes, dark energy, all of it has been leading you to this single moment of stillness, because the universe does not seek your understanding. It only wants you to feel that you belong to it. Every breath you take contains billions of molecules that once floated through clouds, passed through forests, across oceans, and once belonged to countless living beings before you. The oxygen in your lungs, it was forged in the cores of massive stars. The carbon in your blood, it was born from the ashes of supernovae. And the calcium in your bones, it was once part of an ancient galaxy. The universe is not far from you. It flows through you, lives within you, and breathes with you. Every time your heart beats, a part of the universe is keeping its rhythm. And when you are silent, that is when the universe is resting with you. 13.8 billion years ago, a flash of light burst forth, the Big Bang. From it, energy expanded, became particles, then atoms, then stars and planets, and finally, you. Now, through your eyes, the universe sees itself. When you look up at the sky, the universe is looking back at the universe. When you think, the universe is asking itself, Who am I? You are not just an observer. You are the consciousness of the cosmos, awakening within its own dream, and that is more sacred than anything else. You don't need to do anything. You simply have to exist, and that alone completes the universe's grand symphony. If you could shrink yourself to the scale of a particle, you would find no true boundaries. Everything is waves of energy, interlacing, overlapping, like the vibration of a great cosmic string. That means when you touch someone, the universe is touching itself. When you love, the universe is remembering that it was once one. There is no you and me, only different expressions of the same being. And when you let go of all labels, all comparisons, all fear, you return to that original unity. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be worthy. The universe has never asked that of you. It only whispers, "Thank you for being here." From the orbit of planets to the rhythm of the human heart, every motion is part of a single symphony. Earth revolves around the sun. The sun revolves around the center of the Milky Way, and the Milky Way itself drifts through a sea of other galaxies. You are never still. Even in sleep, you are journeying through space at over 2 million kilometers per hour. You are a passenger in the music of gravity, and every time you breathe, you move in harmony with the universe itself. Let that image bring you peace. Even when you are at rest, everything continues to function perfectly, without your control and without your worry. Humans often fear time, fear of aging, loss, endings. But to the universe, time is the gentlest storyteller. It doesn't take anything away. It only changes the form of everything. The warmth of today becomes the light of tomorrow. Yesterday's sorrow transforms into memory, and that memory becomes the seed of something new. When you think something has ended, it is only changing roles. Time doesn't pass you by. It flows with you. It is the slow heartbeat of the cosmos, the expansion of every moment. And if you listen closely, you'll realize that each passing second is a lullaby from the universe, wishing you good night. Look at a single grain of dust. It's so small that your eyes can barely see it. But if you look closer, you'll find an entire world inside. Ancient atoms, electrons that once belonged to stars, just like you. You are tiny within the infinite cosmos, yet you hold within you the entire history of the universe. You are the convergence of every miracle that has ever happened. Nothing in existence is truly small, because every grain, every breath, every dream you have helps keep the symphony of the universe playing on. When you gaze at the night sky, most of what you see is darkness. But that darkness isn't empty. It's full of energy, particles, and light that haven't yet reached your eyes. Darkness is not the opposite of light. It's where light is born, just like now. When you close your eyes, everything within you grows still, and from that stillness, your awareness begins to glow. You don't need to chase the darkness away. Let it hold you, for within its depths, the universe is resting. Sleep is not the shutting off of consciousness. Sleep is the return to nature's slower rhythm. Your body heals, your brain organizes memories, and the world around you keeps turning, perfectly, gently, without your intervention. You sleep, but the universe continues. It moves with you, holding you within its orbit. Let that become a quiet faith within you. You can rest, because the universe will never let you fall. When you close your eyes, light from distant stars is still arriving. Each photon has crossed billions of years, just to touch your skin for a single moment. That light is no longer just physics. It is the universe sending a message to itself. It says, I am still here. I have never left. And if you notice, each exhale you release is also a kind of light, a small piece of your energy, flowing into space, joining the endless ocean of existence. You are not just breathing in the universe. You are the universe breathing. When you sleep, your mind descends into the deepest layers of awareness, a place with no identity, no time. It is a state like the early universe, silent, formless, boundless. Sleep is not a departure from life, but a return to its center. Each night you sleep, you are reborn in silence, cleansed from the turbulence of the day. Sleep is a sacred act. It is how humanity reunites with the cosmos, reminding itself that everything is okay. You don't need to try anymore. Thank you for being part of this dream. If you are hearing these words, know that you are doing something the universe rarely gets to do. Rest consciously. You are not only existing, you are aware that you exist. And that is enough to make the cosmos grateful for you. Because each moment you slow down, the universe itself gets a chance to pause. Within its own spinning rhythm, you are its stillness, the place where existence becomes gentle. Now, let every sense soften. Your body melts into the warm blanket, becoming part of the air, of the wind, of the night. There's no need to think of the universe, because you are already inside it, and it is already inside you. There is no separation between light and darkness, between waking and sleep, between human and cosmos. There is only one quiet current of existence, and you are floating within it, peaceful, safe, embraced. Take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting the universe hear itself. Through this voice, this breath, this peaceful presence of yours. As you close your eyes, remember this: you are light at rest. You are the echo of distant stars, and you are being lulled to sleep by the heartbeat of the universe itself. Sleep well, little light in space. Tomorrow, when you awaken, that light will shine again, and the universe, through you, will smile once more, alive, breathing, dreaming anew. Good night, and thank you for traveling so far in the universe. Tonight, you have not only listened to a story, you have heard the breath of the cosmos within your own heart. Everything from your day may fade like stardust, leaving behind only stillness, a place where you are allowed to stop, to simply breathe, and to just be. Ancient light is still passing through you. Those photons have traveled for billions of years, just to arrive here, to find you, to touch you, and to remind you that you have never been separate from this universe. You are not small. You are the result of 13.8 billion years of evolution. The way the universe knows it is alive, feeling, and dreaming. If ever you feel lost, Remember that even darkness is woven from ancient light. Even silence is part of the universe's symphony. And when you close your eyes, the universe is still holding you in its arms. Like the moon holding the earth, like light embracing the night. Tonight, you don't need to try to be at peace. Let peace find you, as it has done for billions of years, because the universe has never asked you to shine. It only wishes for you to rest, to be calm, and to simply be yourself. Sleep well, little light in space, for as you sleep, the universe continues to dream. And that dream is you. Good night, and see you again in the next stories of Moon Whisper Sleep, where the universe lulls you. With the rhythm of its own breath, may your sleep be deep and peaceful. Moon Whisper Sleep.